Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Brian here again. So today we're going to talk about the 2024 election again. So today we're going to talk about why predominantly a third party or an independent candidate could really stand a chance more than they ever have before. So initially, both frontrunners, we most know them. On the Democratic side, it's current President Joe Biden. He's seeking another 4 years in office. Last poll that was done had him at 64%. He was a clear frontrunner. His main rival, RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., was at 20%, Biden was at 64%, so really no potential threat to Joe Biden. On the Republican side, it's, as many people know, it's former President Donald Trump, who's going up against... it's former President Donald Trump, who's seeking another 4 years. Of course, he was defeated in 2020 by Joe Biden. He's trying to get back into the White House. Last poll that was done with him had him at 48%. His main rival was Ron DeSantis, and Chris Christie's kind of getting there, but DeSantis was at 13%, Christie was at 9%, so I mean, really, no potential threat to him just yet, if any. But something that really caught my eye was a poll that was done by MSNBC. It was a poll saying, do you want Donald Trump to become president again? 75% said no. I mean, this wasn't just a certain base. This was Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarians, whoever else, naming people that don't vote. But 75% said they don't want Donald Trump to become president again. 75%. The same poll was done for, do you want Joe Biden to have another 4 years? Do you want Joe Biden to be president again? Do you want him to win re-election? Get another 4 years. It was even worse than Trump's was. 81% said they don't want Joe Biden. They don't want him. 81% said they don't want him to become president again. They don't want him to win re-election. 81% said they don't want Joe Biden to win re-election. And 75% said they don't want Trump to become president again. These are historically high numbers. Now, also the same network, MSNBC, along with Fox News, Newsmax, and CNN, and the New York Post, they all did a poll as well. Oh, if it is a rematch between Trump and Biden, which it is looking like it's most likely going to be, like I said earlier, would you be open to supporting a third party? The majority said no. It was 51%, very narrow majority. 49% said they'd be open to supporting a third party. Let's flash back to 2020. It was probably 7 or 8%, I believe. 7 or 8%. That same poll was done. Said they'd be open to supporting a third party. 2016, it was a little higher. It was 19-20% in that range. But the fact that you have 49%, which in reality is probably a lot higher. It's probably 58, 57, somewhere in that range. This is just poll people. And I guarantee you that number is going to get higher because every day Trump and Biden both get more and more unpopular. But that's what the poll was. That is initially what the poll was. It is crazy that a third party has never polled that high. That you have nearly half the country saying they'd be open to supporting a third party. And then you have these historically high disapproval ratings of the two frontrunners of both parties. And not to mention, you have 2/3 of both parties saying they don't want him either one. Now, I sit and think that majority of Americans sit and think this. You have what? Trump will be 79 if he becomes president again. Biden will be 82. Can an 82-year-old man or a 79-year-old man do that? Now, listen, if there's anybody out there in the audience who feels old, I'm 100% sure you're fine. My aunt actually took care of an old man, private duty health care, took care of an old man. He was 93, and he was sharp as a whistle. But these two men are not. One is just downright senile, and the other one is just downright stupid. But the main concern, not the concern, but the main point is, the third parties are doing the best they can. And it's going to stand more of a shot than they ever could. So I guess I'll talk about the biggest third party and the oldest third party as well. Running the Libertarian Party. It's also the party I'm a member of. I supported the candidate last time around. I couldn't vote because I was still 16. But we're going to talk about the Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party, past two elections, has been on 50 states ballots. Their highest vote count was 3.3% in 2016. That was their highest vote count. They have not held a single governorship or senator or president. They had one member of Congress for a short period of time. It's because he changed affiliation. Justin Amash. But they really haven't done anything major. Yes, they forced some issues in, such as they've been advocating for years abortion's a state issue. It's forced in now. They've been advocating for years gay marriage should be legal. Gay marriage is now legal. They said marijuana should be legalized. Many states have legalized it. Many presidential candidates are advocating for it. They said the budget needs to be balanced. But yeah, balance out the budget. Get the debt down. reduce the spending that Republicans talk about. So issues that Republican Democrats have passed and talk about now have been issued in the Libertarian Party since 1971. They're going to do a lot better than they usually do, and since candidates are so dismally unapproved of. But their main problem is they don't have a lot of money to spend, and all the candidates seeking their nominations are not well known, are not household names. You maybe only have like 10% of America that knows who the top ones are. I mean, I don't even know who they are. I mean, I haven't really looked into it much, but yeah, they're not like these big names like Reed. And this could very well change because it's still a while, but they're not big names. What I could talk about, the two main potential third parties, one more than the other, that are newer. One has been a political action committee for about 10 years, and it's just in 2023, a few months ago, became a political party, and the other one was just founded in 2023. One is called the No Labels Party, and the other one is called the Forward Party. So we'll start with the Forward Party. The Forward Party was invented it was either late 2021 or early 2022, but it was invented by former Democrat Andrew Yang, who's mainly known, he's a big businessman. He ran for president in 2020 for the Democratic nomination, and then he also ran for New York mayor for the Democratic nomination. He lost both. It was invented by him, Andrew Yang, and then former two-term Republican governor Christine Todd Whitman of New Jersey. She's the two-term Republican governor of New Jersey. They're the ones leading this act. Their main goal is to, obviously, what all third parties want, is to get on all 50 states' ballots. But they're also trying to change the system. They're trying to also support constitutional candidates. Like, they endorsed Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski and Joe Manchin. They've been very friendly with. Betsy Johnson. So those are Democrats and Republicans. Then you have Betsy Johnson in Oregon. They supported her. I mean, they supported Larry Sharpe, who ran as a Libertarian in New York. They're very much trying to make it easier for third parties to run, but then also trying to unite America more so. Problems with third party is they don't have money. I mean, they do have a little bit more name recognition, more money to spend on the third parties. They don't have a lot of money. They're relatively new. How their third party could do potentially well, though, is Andrew Yang. So it ties back into how they could do well. Andrew Yang initially did a interview last summer, 2022 summer, with Jesse Ventura, the former wrestler turned governor of Minnesota. And Andrew Yang, and he talked to Jesse, asked him to run. Jesse said he'd be the running mate or the nominee, but they had to get all 50 states ballot access. If they go out and get the 50 states ballot access, he said he'd take everything, the fundraising, everything. He'd get in the debates, which he could. He won in Minnesota like that, dominated debates. We'll give him a full video, and another video we'll talk about him. But that's how their potential. They could do potentially well with that. And some more downfalls is they don't want to touch issues. They want to let candidates more so touch them, like controversial issues like guns and abortion and stuff like that. So that's probably their downfall. So that's what the Forward Party is about. Now let's talk about the No Labels Party. The No Labels Party has called themselves an insurance policy for if initially Democratic and Republican nominees suck, which they most likely will. So initially, if it's like a rematch from Biden, which is looking like it will be, or if it's like a Ron DeSantis versus Biden, or a Ron DeSantis versus Elizabeth Warren, they're just radicals, just stupid candidates like Kamala Harris, like something like that, or Pete Buttigieg, that are just not well liked. Initially, these types of things, those are the types of candidates, mainly Trump and Biden, but they're getting ballot access in all 50 states they plan to. They've said they're only going to run a candidate if it's Trump and Biden, or like I said earlier, like a puppet of some sort, some radical. And their main two candidates that are being talked about running is Joe Manchin, the current senator of West Virginia, Democrat. The thing about him is he's voted no against a lot of things that Biden said, because just radical, like Build Back Better, stuff like that. He criticized Biden before for the spending and for the vaccine mandate, like things like that. He's been very critical. He's also said he won't support Joe Biden. He's not closed the door to an independent run. So that's why he's being prompted as a potential candidate. Another potential candidate is the former governor of Maryland, who just left this January, Larry King? No, sorry. I don't remember his name. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Larry Hogan. I got the names mixed up. Larry Hogan, who was a vocal critic of Donald Trump throughout his presidency, did not support him either time, and has always, even before Trump, was always a very moderate governor, like very much conservative, fiscally conservative, socially liberal, very moderate. Those two are being propped up as the two potential frontrunners, and two most likely candidates to seek the No Labels Party nomination. and they could do potentially well. I think, especially against Trump and Biden. They just got to get the debates. That's the main thing. So today we're going to end the video today with, I'm going to just say that all third parties stand a chance if they get on the debates. So if you're tired of the way that the country is and how the two parties are treating you and how they just radicalized, go on. Look at the Libertarian Party's platform. Look at the No Labels Party platform. Look at the Green Party, the Ford Party, Constitution Party, Reform, whatever. Register with them. Donate money to them. Get them on the ballots. I'll say this too. Get Jesse Ventura on the ballot. I'm going to make a total video about him tomorrow. About why he should run for president. But look at these third parties. And if you're not sure yet about a third party, sit and question yourself this. Well, if it's Trump and Biden. The 4 years Donald Trump was in office, from late January, in fact, January 20th, 2017 to January 20th, 2021. Did you feel that he was a good leader? Did you feel that in the COVID pandemic he led? Did you feel that he kept his promises, that he was just a good leader? Did you? Ask yourself that if you're a Republican. If you're a Democrat, ask yourself this. In the 2.5 years that Joe Biden has been our president, do you feel that when he came into office, do you think he handled the pandemic well? You think he's fought for the people well? You think he's tried uniting us like he said he would? You think he's capable of doing this? Do you think that Joe Biden is mentally capable, or if World War III or something would break out, to handle it? And do you think Donald Trump is caring enough to handle it? I don't think he is. I think that a lot of people don't. But I want you to ask yourselves that. Do you feel that Joe Biden and Donald Trump is the right path for this country? Do you feel like keeping this mess that we've had for the past 2.5 years of high inflation, a shitty economy, unemployment going up and down, all these shitty things, do you really think that that's a good path for the country for 4 years? Another 4 years after this? And also think back, do you really want the chaos of the Trump administration, of the division being spread every day, the lies? Do you really think that's a good idea? So please just give a third party a chance. Reach out to third parties, read their platforms. Let's get this done. Let's stop these two parties. Maybe if a third party wins or does well, they'll stop being so radical, and the Republicans will drop the MAGA movement, and the Democrats will drop the progressive movement. That's the rant for today. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more, share this video with a friend, family member, someone you know, and just go out and read your politics. And thanks for watching the video. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.